G'day. This week I'm in Gippsland and I've settled myself, it's Australia Day, long weekend, I've settled myself in a little town called Hayfield. Lovely little town, nice to discover. I enjoyed their Australia Day celebrations, had a sausage sandwich and all that sort of stuff, got into it. And then for whatever reason, and I don't know myself, I made the rookie mistake to uplifting camp and headed off to somewhere else. Now headed off to a place called Blue Pool, which is as described, just a nice little swimming area on a river. When I got there, the place was just pumping. It was totally overloaded with people, so there wasn't a chance I was going to get a place to camp there. I managed just to drive up the road a bit and found a little nook and cranny, so I was lucky. From there, I was headed off to the Victorian High Country. Now, on the way, I happened to notice on the map there was an Aboriginal site that was well worth a visit. So I made a deviation, went down and checked that. The place is called Den of Nargan, and it's a great little place. It involves a hike, it's free. It involves a hike and you hike down into the valley, and the valley is just full of rich rainforests. There's a cave there and there's quite a few waterfalls as well. So that's worth a look at if you're going that way. Then finally, the following day, I ended up exactly where I was headed, which was Dargo. Now Dargo has got basically next to the pub there was a really big oval, probably 5 or more acres, and you just pop yourself your caravan, your tent, whatever there, and stay there, more than reasonable the price. Must say though, this time of the year and being a long weekend, the place was just, can't remember the last time I saw so many four-wheel drives all parked next to each other, and a handful of motorbikes as well. Big four-wheel driving area, that area. Anywho, I'm dribbling on as usual, so let's go. Good morning, top of the morning to you. I'm in downtown Gippsland. It's quite a self-discovery little area. I'm staying in a place called Hayfield, and it's a donation camp area. Apparently it's really quite massive already, but apparently if it gets too full, what you can do is you can find a particular number that they post up there, and they'll expand the area. So they'll just move the string that's holding us back from going on the oval, they'll just move it back a bit. So how good's that? They've got $1 a minute, $1 per 2 minute shower. They've got where you can pay to charge up your phone and all that sort of stuff. And it's going to be pretty hot today, so I think I'll make the video reasonably short, quickly check out the town and then check out some of the areas. Good day for a swim. Might have to remove the kilt yet again. So this little dog is called Molly, 15 months old, and you see the little white tail there? That's called the Shepherd's Lantern, and it's a Scottish breed. So over there what they would do is at night time, because they would work with the sheep, at night time they could see the dog's tail, so they knew, and guide them home. Look at that. Hey Molly. I've just started this video just to show you that I'm in the shower recess. I just want to tell you something about it. Here the shower is $1 for 2 minutes, and just to let you know what you get for 2 minutes, and that's not too bad value. And why would I be showering here and not in the caravan? Well, because here it's using their water. I don't mind paying the money for it, but in the shower it's you never really get that kind of pressure. And $1 for 2 minutes. What I do is I take my phone in and I listen to a song, and usually most songs are about 3 minutes, so I listen to that 3 minutes, and I know 2/3 of the way through that the hot water's going to run out. So this one here, it's $1 in to get allegedly 2 minutes, and 2 minutes is enough to get wet, not enough to get a lot of real action like washing hair or anything like that. So yeah, I just thought I'd show you that. But the most important reason I'm showing you this is because of this. Now I know I've shown you this before. It's just a Barocca tube. So you get your little vitamin Bs and drop them into the water, and suddenly, woohoo! The Barocca doesn't have to be that. I think there's another brand they make, it's called Voost, something like that. But what they do is they just perfect for putting a dollar coin in there. So that's just great. $1, in it goes, and just fill it up. And you've always got that for things like this, or if you're doing a laundry clean or something like that, or if you're in parking. Don't happen to have it these days, but if you actually got to put coins into the parking thing, then you've got it. So I've actually advanced this system. So I used to have just the one. Now I have one, and I've marked it for $1, and I have the second, and I marked that for $2. And the $2, if it's totally full, you've got $38 in there. So there you go. I know I've mentioned it a couple of times, just can't help it. So you can either fill up the water through the normal plug into the tap, screw it on and run it all the way through. Or if you're a bit of a distance from the actual tap you need to, you can actually use these drums here, which I use quite a lot, the 20-litre ones. And I like this particular ones because it's got a deep throat, and you can put, I've designed made up like a little pump running through a hose. And then for me, it only takes 3 of these, 3 at 20 litres, and it's full, which is good. Not good that it's only 60 litres, but good that it's full easily. Here's a question for you. The hot water service takes, I think, 32 litres. So when I put in that 60 litres, does 32 get assigned to the hot water service for the shower? And if that's the case, then have I only got 38 litres? So if anybody knows, I'd be quite curious to know the answer. Here's a random tip for you. Now, you may not need it, but if you do, it could be a bit of a lifesaver. So the other day I was lifting up the bed, and it's got a gas strut on it, 2 gas struts. Lifting up the bed as you do occasionally, just to check everything underneath. And as I did, I found it really, really hard to lift up, but I can deal with that. And then normally what it'll do is once it's up, it'll stay up, even if you've got a fair weight on the bed. However, yesterday, it wouldn't take any weight, so it was just collapsing, it constantly collapsing. Turns out what had happened was one of the struts had actually come out of the little bolt, which means it basically was no longer holding. I thought, oh, that should be fairly easy to fix. It turns out it wasn't that easy, because what you need to do is you need to compress the strut so it's a shorter length, and then you can put it back on the bolt. However, my guns aren't strong enough, and I'm not sure there would be many people who do have guns that are that strong. So it turns out I spoke to my trusty brother, and he said he's had the situation before, and this is how you fix it. So what you do basically is, I'd show you inside the me doing it yesterday, but there was a fair bit of cussing and frustration, and it was also a bit hard to film inside there as well. So basically what you do is you get a strap, a ratchet strap, and then what you do is you, let's get this out, yep. Yeah, so what you do is you wrap the ratchet strap. So imagine this is the strut, and it's going to be, I'll have to take the whole length, but basically you wrap the ratchet strap around the strut all the way to the top, all the way to the bottom, and then you need to then tighten the ratchet. And as it tightens the ratchet, obviously it squeezes the length to get shorter and shorter, and then it's critical to make certain you don't do it too much, because if you need it to be that much and you've gone chuk, 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 and it's gone that much, you're going to have to start the whole thing again. So once you've got it the right length, that's fine. Then the next problem is I found that this thing here was actually quite wide, and it was encroaching on where I had to put the bolt through. So then I got a pair of pliers and squeezed it through, then released this guy, squeezed it back on. It's all very complicated. If you ever have the problem, then you'll understand, refer back to this, you'll understand what I'm talking about. As I say, it was quite the challenge, but hopefully now it's fixed. Oh, the other thing I didn't tell you is, this was the frustrating thing. So again, imagine this is the strut. So the ratchet strap's over that, and as I was making the adjustments, this kept happening. It kept falling off that. So I'd go back up and it'll fall off again. So what I did was I put a cable tie wrapped it around there, not too tight, but held it against here so it wouldn't keep falling off. So that really helped a lot as well. All a bit obscure, but if you have the challenge, then I'm sure that if you refer back to this, you'll be able to sort it out. The other thing is you can always jump on YouTube and find someone who goes through the whole process. Just a little idea that might help you out sometime. Good morning, top of the morning to you. I'm all organised, ready to head off for the day. So it's the day after Australia Day in a lovely area, and I probably should be staying another couple of days, but a bit of a gamble. I'm going to another town, and I don't know whether the campsite's full, but hey, what the heck. Now, have you often wondered how long it takes to pack up? Now, I'm just one person. I can't imagine two people. Maybe it's a bit easier, but I do seem to take a bit of a while. But I'm pretty sure I'm all organised. I'm about to hit the track, all fueled up. Just got to make a visit to the dump point, and then I'll head off to the next town. Now, I'm sure this borders on probably incorrect, but I've just been to 3 camps in a row, and it is a long weekend, and I should have thought it through a bit. But there is no way I can get any camping along here, and my next stop might be maybe an hour and a half from here. So we're going to take a bit of a chance. It's just a little bit of a side part of the road, and it's also the top part of another road coming in. But I could easily get past this way if I was driving a car and caravan, and I'm not inhibiting on this road at all. But I'll show you just how close I am to the action. When I say action, I'm talking about little creek, beautiful little creek. Check this out. So that's down the end of this little track. There's a bridge, and you can see the creek trickling away, which all looks pretty exciting. Beautiful. I'm at the beginning of a walk which is called the Nargon Loop Walk. Now, I don't want to start making excuses, but I did get a groin injury just over a week ago. Don't get excited, it was for all the wrong reasons. And because of it, I'm a bit, not sure whether I should do it, but it's a 3-kilometre walk, apparently very steep, but outstanding. The only other catch, apart from me having a squawk about doing it, and I know you'd appreciate it, is the fact that it's going into Aboriginal women's area. So hopefully there'll be big signs, please don't take a photo of this, so on and so forth. So I obviously don't want to upset the culture and the people of this particular tribe or any tribe. So let's go and do that walk. It's supposed to be 3 kilometres, supposed to be 1.5 hours, and it's supposed to be pretty steep. So let's go. Well, I'm probably a silhouette, but never mind. This is the waterfall, which is, I always say it, outstanding. It really is absolutely outstanding. You're allowed to actually splash around in there, I think, and I saw a couple of families in there and the kids sort of splashing around. They do ask you not to go into the cave, which is, that's just one of the Aboriginal things, and that's fine. The other thing is they don't want you going in. They used to have stalactites. In the past, a lot of the tourists have broken them off, so they prefer you didn't go in the caves. The other thing is, this is major influence or major area for the Aboriginals. The Aboriginals are women's area, so no male Aboriginals, even today, will go into this area. So I think what they did was they came here for the birthing, and women would come here for the birthing. So yeah, definitely worth a visit. The walk down is a bit tough. If you decide against doing the full loop and just go down to the cave and then back up, this is the bit you'll miss out on. So there's a second, I guess you call it a waterfall, certainly pretty outstanding, and it takes 40 minutes instead of the going back up the car park 20 minutes. Anywho, let's just keep exploring. Very much like on a Hollywood set. Well, there you have it, another exciting adventure going from Gippsland all the way to the base of the Victorian High Country. And next week I'll be taking you from the base of the high country into the high country, passing a couple of pretty wild tracks. Now the trip itself is pretty wild. It's wild enough just with the car, let alone pulling a pretty big caravan. Anywho, don't want to go on. If you found the video useful, helpful and or entertaining, please give it a thumbs up. And if you think the video is worth sharing, that too would be great. Until next time, this is Paul Will Drive, signing off.